get just what taste. So yeah, I guess it makes me smile. I found it hard, was hard to find. Well, whatever, never mind. Hello, 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 hello.
What's up, Bandidos? TGIF, Friday, June 2nd, and today we're gonna get into a lineup of the most important builds for Year 5, Season 1, Day 1, so that you can get right into your XP farming and go and get all those new exotics and new gear sets and new brands, all that fun stuff. So that's what we're up to today. Are you gonna join me? Let's go.
Ready? Okay. Shh.
Méteme chambón abajo.
Cuando me han tirado y todavía sigo vivo. A mis enemigos sigo siendo su objetivo. Disparo en la raya y fuego, yo he tirado y he tirado.
All right, Banditos. Happy Friday. Hope you're all having a beautiful start of your weekend, at least. It's beautiful here in the Pacific Northwest where I'm streaming from live. And today we're going to be focusing, on it beyond today. I think a little bit today, a little bit tomorrow, depending on how things go. But we want to put together a list. What I would like to do, the outcome here is through a few series of live streams, come up with a recommended build list that the entire community can take advantage of for Year 5, Day 1. And if you guys have been playing the Division 2 for a while, you know that there's a lot of energy when a new season hits and lots of farming starts to happen. And what we're looking to do ultimately is tap into this rewards track. So this is season 11's reward track. And we want to get to basically the upper levels as fast as possible because there's usually an exotic hiding back here. And this one was the ninja bike at level 90. And so I'm pretty sure we're gonna have the same, and it's probably gonna be that assault rifle. I bet you it's gonna be back here at 90. And there's also gonna be a holster, and that's somewhere, you know, what, 80 or something like that. Let's see where the other one is. Doesn't really matter, but back here somewhere, there'll be another exotic. I'm not sure if we had that this season. I think we did. Anyways, And so we get gear sets and we get season caches and we get all the new gear that they are providing for the season in this rewards track. And so, getting through this is quite important because it kind of helps you from having to over farm, because maybe you're going to get a drop and the drops are really good, right? We're talking like 75 percentile rolls. You rarely get a bad roll out of this stuff. And so, you want to kind of get through it as fast as possible. So that way, if you're going to end up farming more of the brand set or the gear set, specifically what you're going to look for. And so, some people take their time with the rewards track, and I get it. That's cool. It just kind of depends on how aggressive of a player you are. And then some people, whip through it in a day. I think probably most aggressive players probably get through it in 2 or 3 days, probably about 3 days. But, everybody's got busy lives, so it just kind of depends, right? And so for me, it takes me about 2 or 3 days. It just sort of just depends on how hungry I am for whatever that exotic is. There's a Sacrum, 85. Weapon X build, Reaper Hawk. Thanks, Reaper. Yeah. So we're gonna, so things are gonna change a little bit this coming season, right? So one of the things, and so I'm gonna cover a lot of topics here just to kind of get us started, but I'd love your guys' feedback on this. So I need your help coming up with this list today and tomorrow, if we end up rolling over tomorrow. But and so one of the things is that we need to discuss also is directives, right? So that's a big part of getting through that rewards track quickly is if you can double up on your XP, right? And so that's how you get through the rewards track is you basically earn experience every time you level up your character. Then you're leveling up one step in that rewards track that we just saw. And so the faster you level up, the faster you burn through that thing. So global directives are going to help you, and each one of these are worth 25%. So you probably want to, run all 5 if you can before, we'll double up. You're basically doubling your XP, right? So, we're going to want to do that. And so the builds that allow you to run all 5 directives will be the most attractive builds. And then you want these builds that can allow you to play all 5 directives. Like, here's the catch: without slowing you down, and for me, without taking the fun away. I think that's important, right? Because it can be painful if you got the wrong build combination and you're running directives. It can be really painful and discouraging, and could take you 2 or 3 times as long because you keep dying all the time and having to restart the control point or whatever, right? And so we're not particularly going to focus on methods to get XP. I think, there's not a heck of a lot out there different to get XP than what we've all been discussing for basically seasons upon seasons now, right? Like, really, it's all the same. You got convoys, you got control points, and, that's basically about it. And everybody's got their little tricks or whatever. But for the most part, that's going to all be leveled out. So there's not really going to be any convoy farming next season. I don't see it. Do you guys see it? So they're taking down some XP off that convoy to discourage people from just doing convoys. Good idea, bad idea? I don't know. For me personally, I don't really care. You know what I mean? But I'm not really trying to level up my character, but XP does matter for me for instances like this. And it also matters for me for resources, because that's how I get most of my resources. So yeah, it's going to be a change. It's going to be a change. But, for the most part, I think what we'll be looking for are for those activities that combine the most variety of different sources of XP. And for me, it's probably going to be control points, like it's always been. So, for example, you enter a control point, you're going to get the XP for beating that control point. And then if you run a headshot build, you'll get extra XP from that. And then if a convoy enters, you get more XP from that. And then if rogues jump in, you get more XP for that. You know what I mean? That's the kind of stuff that you were looking for. And so, anyways, so today, for the most part, we're going to be focusing on heroic with as many directives as we can. Now, some of these builds are going to not really be inviting to run all 5 directives, especially pistolero or ammo hoarders. Ammo hoarders is a little bit better, but pistolero could be quite tough on some of these SMG assault rifle builds. So Yeah, and the directives changed. Yeah, so we can't really anticipate, but we know Fog of War is usually always there. I feel like special ammo is always there, right? But Pistolero could change to ammo hoarders, and I think scavenge skills will probably change to skill cooldowns, which is pretty cool, sort of. Scavenge skills has its advantages too. And in fragile armor, I can't remember if that comes and goes. I think it comes and goes. But super fun to play with directives if you got the right build that sort of bypasses those. Anyways, so the goal here is to make sure that we're running as many directives as possible. So I'm gonna go ahead and run 4 for now, but I'm not gonna put on Pistolero at this moment. And then we'll go ahead and click that on. And then also for today's live stream, I'm not gonna be running Golden Bullets. I'll go ahead and turn this off if I can at this moment, but because season 1 is not gonna have Golden Bullet. And so the builds that I wanna showcase today are gonna be with directives without a global event. So I'm not sure if that took. Let's see if that took. Okay, cool. So it's off. All right, good. So we're good to go. 4 directors or whatever. So this is what I have kind of jotted in my notes. Let me pull them up here real quick. And then I'm looking for more ideas from you guys. Year 5, day 1. Here we go. Okay, so I have a striker build, usually of either the Vector or Chameleon. It doesn't really matter, but I think if we had to pick one, it'd probably be the Chameleon. I have a Mantis build, most likely with a hot shot setup. So these are builds we'll go through today. And any suggestions you guys have, I'm totally open. And the D50 Hunter's Fury build, and I think that might align with the Weapon X concept there, Reaper. And so we can go either or. We can add that one to the equation too. D50 Hunter's Fury build, but most important here, our goal I think is to have a variety, right? So we need like an assault rifle one, a sniper one, a pistol one, you know, probably a couple of assault rifle ones, high armor, low armor, you know, kind of concepts. Anyways, so D50 Hunter's Fury. Okay, then we probably need SMG / shotgun Hunter's Fury. Wouldn't you guys say? So let's add that one to it too, because Hunter's Fury adds a lot. So I add SMG, shotgun, Hunter's Fury, and I'll probably, and so we gotta I think keep our new players in mind. And so all these builds, whatever this final outcome is, I think, you know, I think first experienced players, we should probably give in a little bit and say that the builds that we sort of vote on here are inviting for new players also. You know what I mean? So, because like the M870 shotgun build, for example, is OP in this game. You know what I mean? M870 Hunter's Fury Headhunter build. That's a shotgun build. It's OP. But new players probably have a really hard time running it. Shieldless SMG builds, new players sort of have a hard time with that too, right? You know what I'm saying? So we got to keep that in mind a little bit, and whatever configurations we have to come up with, I think our builds that it would be nice if we had a list of builds that both experienced and new players can equip. And still run directives, even though new players might not run as many directives as we would as experienced players. Okay, so I have a Heartbreaker Kingbreaker build that's probably going to be there. I have an Eclipse build, probably the fire one. I have a Striker skill build. I think that'll be a good one. That's pretty easy to run, really easy to farm. I also have the Game Over skill build here. That one's got a ton of survivability to it. Making it pretty OP for maybe the Slaughter build. I mean, we don't want too many skill builds, so we'll kind of have to decide. So right now I'm just have a list. None of these are finalized. The Slaughter skill build is the one that has, you know, the amazing armor on kill with protection from elites with bonus armor, and it's 6 skill tier. And then we'll add Weapon X in here. Which is the let's see here, the Hitman build. Yeah, Any other ideas you guys got? Okay, so let's start with the striker build. Pretty easy. So this is one of the things. What do you guys think? Totally need your feedback here. Should we minimize exotics? You know, for this list, like, should the memento be in there? Because so many players that have a hard time that are still looking for this. What do you guys think? I mean, I can go either way. I can just. I mean, not necessarily every exotic, but like, I mean, there's still people trying to farm the Catharsis and the Vile Mask. Yeah, that's true, Zero Cool. We could just go slaughter. All you need. No, but I'm thinking one of each category. So right now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 builds. So, you know, pushing it down to like probably 5 builds would be good. So if we can get like 2 assault rifle builds, 1 SMG build, 1 sniper build. So let me see. 2 assault rifle, 1 SMG, pistol for sniper would be 5, and a skill build 6, and then an eclipse build with a status effect 7. So that'd put us to 7 builds. Yeah, I'm thinking the Hunter's Fury headshot for the pistol one. The D50 one. Pete says 0 exotics. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Because I mean, we can go 0 exotics. Because I'm probably not going to highlight an aggressive play strategy. A pesty build. All right. I like that. We do need an LMG. I like that. So that put us at 8. So I'm not gonna force an aggressive playstyle like my normal playstyle, because when I showcase these, I think it's gonna be like, you know, we're gonna play from cover, we're gonna play a little more relaxed, aggressive relaxed, kind of somewhere in the middle there. But we don't have to do like 5 directives out of cover, run and gun craziness. You know what I mean? Josh, gosh, Josh, that's hardcore, bro. He says if they can't get a memento in like 3 countdown runs, they need to uninstall the game. Oh man, you know, I haven't personally tested like exotic farming in countdown just because I don't really need it. Is it that reliable? Do you guys get an exotic every 3 runs? I feel like I don't. Yeah, Beardy, I've been running the tactical vector with Striker, and it's an absolute blast. A shotgun build, like a Scorpio shotgun build, TNT? You think Memento's okay, Pico? Because the Scorpion shotgun is pretty overpowered. Why don't we do a mix and match? That's a good idea. Okay, so we'll do like a mix and match. So on some of them, we'll make sure we don't do any, on a few of these builds, we'll make sure we don't do like, there's not a major emphasis on like the Memento backpack on 1 or 2 of these builds, right? So like, for example, we can do a Striker with them, how do we say? 1 second, let me turn that on. Me Ogre, appreciate you, brother. Says happy Friday, boys. Big ups, Tux and the Bandidos. Thanks for the kicking in there, Meat. Appreciate you, bro. Doc's Trench says it's a lot easier to get exotics. Okay, I need to go in there and farm some exotics then, apparently, huh? Yeah, memento is powerful to pick up the mementos for sure. Okay, so what do you guys think? Can I get some feedback on this? Striker memento or no memento? Because the striker backpack's pretty good. So we could put a striker with the so we can run the striker with the striker backpack and the coyote mask. So not necessarily go. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Well, I don't know. I want to hear you guys' feedback. Memento or no memento? Yeah, because one of the things is the striker backpack is really good. So if we were to run that, you know, it is not a loss, you know. It just changes a little bit how aggressive you are. Getting some votes in here. We'll just take a second. Give me 20 votes. I need 4 more votes. 4 more votes. Okay, then I think I'm gonna drop the armor a little bit. This is made for extreme run and gun. We'll put it at the average player's comfort level, which is about 1.1, right? What do you say? Okay, there's our 20 votes. So 70-30, it looks like 70-30 goes to the memento. All right, so we'll hold there and then max out crit. And I think with this one, I mean, I really enjoy the chameleon with this one. I'm not gonna use the chameleon in any other build, but I think we would also just highlight that you could use, you know, any of your favorite assault rifles with this, really. Let me move a couple of things over here real quick. Take off the backfire. And then let's pull over. The shield splinter would be fun with this too, huh? I think we did that once. But I won't use that because a lot of people that haven't done their hunters. So we'll bring over the Dark Winter. I'm sure that will be a thing. You know, the Dark Winter. Everybody loves a good Dark Winter. Yeah. So okay, so this is basically a day one, or yeah, how do I explain it? Year 5, season 1, day 1 striker build featuring the chameleon and the memento exotic backpack. Now you don't have to use the memento exotic backpack, but it's a real nice thing to add. Actually, this setup is really a trifecta of a build. So we have Gunner, which is going to give us 10% armor on kill, and that's basically all the survivability we need, and also really helpful with the ammo. And we're going to be running as many directives as we can with this, and it's usually going to be that ammo shortage situation that we have to deal with. And on a high RPM weapon with a set that gives us additional RPMs, ammo will be a thing. So the chameleon, super powerful. One of the unique things about the chameleon is that it gives us all the crit chance that the build basically needs, and that's very unique for an assault rifle. Most assault rifles struggle there. So as you can see, we got a 15% crit chance mod. That's one of the reasons why. We got accuracy, we got more stability down here, and then of course the large mag. We got health damage, and we got crit chance, 1.8 second reload, or is that 1.9 seconds? 1035 reload, 50 in the mag, and then adaptive instinct. So this is the magic, right? And a lot of people really enjoy this assault rifle because of this. So we're gonna get an additional 20% crit chance and 50% crit hit damage for 45 seconds just by landing 30 headshots. And then hitting 75 body shots gives us 90% weapon damage. Obviously easy to do that and insane. And with a faster RPM and better weapon handling thanks to Striker, that's even easier to do. And then there's the reload, but I'm just gonna skip over that. And so we got 1.1 million total armor here, and we're running 4 pieces Striker, basically the most powerful gear set in the game. And so it's got 2 pieces give us that weapon handling, 3 pieces give us the rate of fire, and then Striker's Gamble, which is a multiplicative damage, and we have 100 stacks we need to get to peak that out. And then for the gloves, I just got weapon damage and crit damage. For the knees, it's weapon damage, more crit damage, and for the holster, more of the same. And then for the chest piece, I decided to go with Grupo. You could also do Fenris here, that wouldn't hurt. And we got weapon damage, crit chance, and double crit damage, and I'm running Obliterate. And so critical hits increase total weapon damage by 1%, stacks up to 25 times, and that's also a multiplicative damage. And so if we look just at our crits here, we're at 46% crit chance, but remember the chameleon is gonna buff us by an additional 20%. So some people, you know, there's no real wrong way here. There is a preference, but oops, God, this guy just bumped me. Get out of here, dude. So some people push this all the way to 60% from the get-go, and just when you get that buff, it just you're gonna have some crit chance waste from because of adaptive instincts. And so, you know, it's sort of a preference thing. If you feel like you need to do that, then you can shift some of these over to more crit chance, like this here. I personally like to kind of play it into the middle, so like pushing like close to 50, so that's good enough for me right there. Okay, and so I played in the middle mostly because we're running Obliterate, and Obliterate needs crit chance to maximize its potential, but 52% is pretty good. So that way I'm not wasting all of those buffs we get from adaptive instincts. I'm only wasting half of them. And then we're gonna get 50% crit damage, so that puts us at 182% crit damage. And then we got that 90% weapon damage and all that other fun stuff, right? Okay, the memento is going to give us that 30% weapon damage. I got crit damage mod here. So at full stacks, we can get another 30% weapon damage. That's like 2 additional red cores, if you think about it. And then picking up each trophy is going to get us another 5% weapon damage per red core. We got 5 of those, so that's 25% more weapon damage on top of the 30%. And you can stack that, so it can get even greater. And then we're going to get 10% bonus armor on kill per trophy. We got 2 blues, so that's 20% bonus armor. The long term effect will be 3% armor regen when we're at full stacks, and then we're gonna get the skill efficiency 30%. So very helpful for our skills. Now I'm not running a shield because we're probably gonna have a directive that will make it basically ineffective or inefficient to use. So I got a decoy, and then I'm just running a healer fixer drone. You could also run an attack drone that acts like a decoy. There's no real wrong answer there. And then, yeah, that's it. Let's go put it to work. Guess we'll just run down here, do the usual farm. Yeah, I hear you, Josh. Like, I feel like it's easy to just mention it. Because and that's probably what I'll do. I'll just tell people like, hey, if you don't want to run a memento, I recommend just running the Striker backpack. But if I do 2 builds, then the video gets really long, you know. And we're gonna have 8 builds here, so it's already gonna be long. So I'm gonna try to, but you know me, I try to keep it punctual and. One second there. Okay, so I have everything but Pistolero on, so keep that in mind. And the directives could be different, of course. So we'll just do quick showcases. So we'll probably do 2 control points because I'm running the memento. So The first one to get the mementos, and then the second control point to showcase the full memento. So with this build, I do have the shotgun, but it's not really a shotgun play because you don't really want to roll out of your, oops. You don't really want to roll out of your chameleon to lose those stacks. Oh shit, I didn't see him in there. That was bad. Oh, lucky us, huh? So I can try to play it a little more relaxed than I usually do if there's such a way to... Let's heal that armor break. Oh, dude, don't. Thought he was gonna hit me right as I was healing. Okay, which way are they coming? Over there. Ah, annoying. Don't punch me. Where we at? Oh, it's a little sticky. Come on. Where'd he go? Pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Shoot first, kill fast. The bonus armor goes a long way.
Supply room access unlocked.
Yeah, the next season's gonna be. I think it's gonna be good. You know, I think. I don't know. I hope they remix the manhunts a little bit. We'll see about that part. But I think there's gonna be some fun around that assault rifle. And
Detected.
I got a couple of good builds in mind that I'm ready for Cavalier. One of them might be the real deal. So I'm really, technically two of them.
Hostile control point nearby.
All right, so we'll just do this last control point here. Now that we got all our trophies, and then we'll get to the next one. This is pretty straightforward, so it's definitely not a new build, but I think a recommended all-around good build. Many of you are probably using this. Try not to get too aggressive here. One of my favorite parts about the chameleon is that it maintains its stacks, you know, when you change locations or to the next fight. Get up in here. Let's fight. Damn, he was fast. Where'd he come from? So I still like to play trophy from trophy to trophy, even if I'm playing in kind of in a more relaxed way. I think that's why I never really have a hard time with the trophy thing. You know, some people say that the memento is difficult in group play because I guess you're competing for kills or something like that, you know, sort of. Which I definitely get that. Boss is toast, right? But if your build is powered, you know, I mean, we're critting out 1 million right there. You should be winning that fight. You know what I mean? I mean, whatever your assault rifle is of your choice, you should be winning that fight, you know? Just make sure you have decent handling on your build so that you're landing your shots. That might be it. You should be, not necessarily all of them, right? You should be winning all the fights, but at least a reasonable amount. I mean, it's natural to not have a full memento backpack on the first checkpoint of a legendary or something like that, but maybe by the end of the second checkpoint, maybe partway through the third checkpoint, you should. And you got to remember that you're not going to be at a disadvantage just because you don't have all your mementos. Even if you have half your mementos, you're going to have also the half of the regen and the half of the skill efficiency too, which is already putting you at an advantage over the striker's backpack. That alone. So yeah, I think you got to kind of look way beyond just the straight up damage to damage comparison of your memento backpack versus alternatives, because you're always in a competitive state for kills, you know? And running the striker backpack isn't necessarily gonna cure you winning all the kills. You know what I mean? It's not. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But if you're suppressed more because you can't recover or you run out of armor kits without regen is basically what I'm saying. Then you'll be putting out less damage, less shots, not gonna be winning as many kills. I want to get that, but I don't want to catch on fire. Because I mean, kind of one of the interesting things is because I think about it kind of from a new player's perspective too. And, you know, I might be like, okay, well, maybe you're not getting your kills because you're a new player and, you know, you have a hard time. You're still learning, I should say, who your target priorities are and weak points and who you can face tank and best cover positions and that kind of stuff, you know? Maybe that's why you're losing. But so then I try to think, would a new player be better off without the memento or with the memento? You know what I mean? Because I think about it from like, okay, well, let's give the new player the striker backpack. I don't know if that's a better situation. You know, giving a new player more powers, I don't think is necessarily the solution. I know lots of new players in the game, and I find that they're usually not the most comfortable to take, like, you know how if you like to take assignments on a 4-man squad or like a raid, right? And you're like, okay, on a 4-man squad, you know how some people do the assignments kind of like we used to do back in the day, which is like, okay, you be a healer. I don't know, nobody really does this anymore, but some people still play like this, believe it or not. They're like, okay, you be the healer, you be the skill build, you be the tank, and and then you be the DPS person. You know, they do that. They do that. But what I've seen, and because I hear people talking about it, and that's sort of how we used to play back in the day when legendaries first became a thing, before we got all this cool gear set. And some people still play like that for whatever reason. But what's sort of interesting is that I see in some of those scenarios, a lot of those scenarios, they give the DPS role to the newest player. You know, thinking that, and I think the thinking is that because you know how we talk about time to kill is the biggest chunk of survivability in that survivability pie. I think that's what they're thinking, you know? Oh, well, let's not let them be the tank or let's not let them be the skill build because the striker build's got the best time to kill. So they're going to have more survivability, and since they're new, they're going to need the more survivability. But I don't think it works. I don't think it's that linear, is it? I think that the new player needs something like a skill build or something, even the tank. I mean, I know tanking is an art too, so I get it, you know. Oh, kind of interesting there. But I feel like it's a kind of a good example of why more power isn't always the solution. And it's also kind of a way to, you know, think about it in terms of like, okay, so if you're a new player, and you have to compete for kills, you're better off not running the memento then? And I still don't think that's the case, because I think that, here's the deal, I think new players probably take a lot more damage than maybe some of us more experienced players, maybe because they're not familiar with like the best cover spots yet, you know what I mean? And if that is the case, then instead of running vigilance on their backpack, wouldn't they be better off with something that can't be disabled? Such as the memento backpacks 30% and the striker backpacks, you know, additional damage. And if so, and if they are taking a lot of damage, and now we're kind of narrowed it down to the damage that cannot be taken away, then aren't they better off with that? Even if it's 15% damage, even if they're at half trophies, aren't they better off there than the memento. I mean, the striker backpack. Because even if they were at half trophies, they would also be at half armor regen and half skill efficiency and half weapon damage, which would be equivalent to composure or even companion, right? So composure is 15% weapon damage, but the trophies would be, you know, half trophies are at 15%, but at least they're getting regen too. And that's quite helpful. Not to mention the bonus armor if they got any. DPS is kind of the easiest job, kind of. Unless you're a new player, though. You know what I mean? And so new players, I find, yeah, good point, Kelly. New players don't have the memento. But I find that new players panic fire a lot. So let me show you what I mean. And so here's a new player. That's an NPC coming at him. They get out of cover and they do that. You know what I'm saying? They start walking backwards. They say while they're shooting, and so they start panic firing, or they'll walk forward while they're shooting, which is what a more experienced player would do, so that they can hone in on those headshots, right? So you walk forward when you have a lot of confidence, and you're like, I'm gonna get that kill. But new players, what they do when they see somebody coming at them, they start doing this, and the problem is they just got out of cover and exposed their body, right? You know, and so they're sort of face tanking without face tanking, you know? And you see a lot of that kind of panic firing. They're like, oh shit, I'm getting rushed. And they start backing out, you know? Or they just stand up and just be like, I'm getting rushed. And they just stand up. It's just like, oh, you know, you can just do that. You don't have to like get out of cover, right? Or sometimes you also see this for new players is full-time blind firing. All day long they're doing that. The whole time they're doing that, right? A lot of that, you know? And I don't know if that what's bad, you know, if that's necessarily bad. I mean, it's circumstantial, right? Obviously. If there's a bunch of chungas rushing at you, then it's probably what you have to do. But new player habits, you know? We were all there at one point. So I don't know. I don't think it's the easiest job. I think it's like, for me, like, if I had to choose, I would give the DPS to the most experienced player. I would do it the opposite, you know, and probably give the new player the skill build. Skill builds are really helpful. Easiest to run, I think. I think the only thing about skill builds is just you can help them by telling them where to toss their skill. Okay, so that one's easy. I think that's pretty easy. And then let me add this thing here real quick. So I think this is a pretty easy build. I guess the only option, the only thing I would add is that if you didn't have the memento backpack, then, you know, just run the striker backpack and make an easy change to run with the Coyote's mask instead. So you're gonna end up with more crit damage here and crit chance anyways. So about 25% more crit damage right there. So that puts you at basically 170, then another 50% from the chameleon. So it puts you at 220% crit damage. So that's a healthy build right there. And that's if you're playing inside 15 meters, those stats I just gave you. And so, but if you don't have the Coyote's mask, then I'd probably recommend a Fenris mask. Let me see if I have one real quick. Yeah, here we go. So if you don't have the Coyote, then run Fenris. And then you probably put crit damage here, I'd imagine. Yeah. So they run Fenris. So this is a good setup too. And then you could still add, you know, your 2 blue cores or whatever, somewhere around here. So still run 1.1 million armor. You're not gonna lose any damage by running armor. You're just not, you know. It's worth it to add 1 or 2 armor cores if you're like a little bit of resistance. 726 is pretty squishy. 1 armor core is probably good. 2 if you want the extra buffer. That's how I would run it. But you can get kind of annoyed with all directives running an all red build. It kind of gets annoying. You know what I mean? So yeah, skill builds are easy to make too. You're right. They are. Basically, the key to a good skill build is just skill tiers. Not even skill damage. You don't even need to put skill damage on your build. just skill tiers. Skill tiers alone. That's why I think skill builds are like some of the best. The hybrids are some of the best in this game because all you got to do is have 6 skill tiers in the capacitor combo, and you didn't lose any power and got tons of damage coming from 3 sources that are always firing. And we see skill builds perform at the end of legendaries as good as a striker build setup, an all red striker, because while you're being suppressed, the skill build guy is not. His skills are still shooting. There's something, he's got 3 guns and they're always shooting. On a DPS build, that's not the case. You're hiding, you're ducking, you're moving, you're shooting. You're hiding, you're shooting, hiding. You know, skill builds don't do that. They're always putting out damage, always. And maybe it's not as much damage per second as a striker build, but at the course of a 30-minute legendary or 45-minute legendary mission, it ends up equaling or exceeding a striker build. It's crazy. It's crazy. I can't remember if we put it to the test against like a negotiator build, because negotiator is pretty nasty on how much damage it can put out since you're hitting multiple targets at once. But be curious to see that. All right, let's see here. Yeah, Zeke? Is that Zeke? Yeah, we were just running that Ninja Bike capacitor build. What set were you running with it? We were running Striker and Umbra together with it, and it was insane. I'm going to be running it again, actually. It's a lot of fun. Fun factor is important here. You know what I mean? It's the most important stat in the game, as a matter of fact. That's hands down. I can't think of a more important stat than fun, you know? Because that has to be on top of, above even effective. Because if you're having fun, then you can continue playing the game, and that's the ultimate indicator of success in the game, that you're continuing to play. And so if it's not fun, then you're more likely to quit the game, stop playing the game. You know what I mean? Or playing that way. I don't know. And I know we talk about that a lot, but I think it's an important thing to say. Like, that's like my biggest indicator nowadays, you know? Effective builds, all red striker builds are easy to make. Come on, guys, let's get real. You know, people come on here into our chat feed and start bragging, but like, I run an all red striker build with 5 directors. It's like, yes, that's not interesting. I'm not excited to hear that. Your balls aren't big now. You know what I mean? Like, who cares? People have been doing that since the beginning of the Division 2, right? All red build. There's nothing new about that. I'm not excited about that. Now it's just like, for me, like, this is all personal preference, but I hope to transfer some of this. Is like, the other day we were playing and I was like, I can't remember what build it was. It doesn't really matter, but we were playing with it and I was like, yeah, this build works. It's cool. It works. But I was like, it's not really for me. I'm like, I'm going to stop using it. I was like, it just doesn't have the wow factor. That's how I kind of say it's not fun, you know, because that's, I mean, it is fun-ish, but it could be more. There are builds out there that are more fun that I would rather play with. That fun factor is a big deal for me nowadays. That's a good definition of a good build. And of course it's got to be effective, but you know how easy it is to make an effective build in this game. Now, I know new players don't have a grasp on that yet, and they'll learn over time, but an effective build is not hard to make. They've made it so easy. You just have to have that. You just have to kind of, there's a line on what an effective time to kill is. And, you know, let's just call it like 1.2 seconds. Let's give or take. And if you're anywhere around there, your build is really strong. And so if you got a build that's like at 1 second time to kill and you're trying to say your build is better than the guy at 1.2 seconds, it's like, it's not really. Which one's more fun, you know? And that's kind of the next video I'm going to be putting out for you guys, is like, because I created this one build and I created 3 different ways. One with armor, one with no armor and a memento, and one with no memento. And I ran the same missions with it, with directives, the same build basically with different armor levels and memento and no memento. And it was just like, and the no memento, although it was stronger, it was in theory, although it was stronger because you don't need memento stacks. But memento stacks when you're grabbing fresh trophies make it stronger, right? So kind of fine line there. But with the no memento one, I died 4 times or dropped 4 times in 2 control points with directives, right? Where the ones with the memento no armor only dropped 1 time. Memento with armor, it never went down. And my time to kill was amazing in all 3 of them. You know, you guys probably wouldn't know the difference. But so that's the next video I'm going to show you guys. And it really, it's not like, you know, we're not revealing anything magical. It's more of a topic. You know, which one was more fun? They were all effective. They were all effective. The numbers might look bigger on this build, but they all had the same time to kill. You know, and so which would you choose? You know, and a lot of people are peer pressured into choosing that striker backpack as an example. You know what I mean? They're peer pressured into it because people are like, oh, not running the striker backpack is a major loss in damage. It's just not worth it. Yeah, I see that so much. That comment so much, and it's a ridiculous statement. I think Fog of War did a video kind of talking about that, and it's actually not, you know, because it's the same. If you're running a 4-piece striker, you've created a bucket of damage, and when you add the backpack, it just increases more damage in that bucket. But if we bring in a different bucket of damage, then the multipliers are going to end up being more damage, and then the memento stacks. And nobody ever considers the stacks of the mementos as an example. You know what I mean? Nobody ever considers that. They never talk about that, as if it's not a thing. And it's a major thing. You know, it's a major thing. When you grab 1 trophy and you get 25, 20, 30% extra damage off a single trophy that lasts 10 seconds, and that's getting you 2 more kills in that 10 seconds, that allows you to grab 2 more trophies at the same time. Now you got 40% damage. That's insane. To discount that is insanity. And everybody discounts it. You know, all the spreadsheets discount the short-term trophies. I get why, because how do you calculate that? How it's a variable. I get that. So there's like, so they just pretend it's not there. They do the same thing with the chameleon. They pretend adaptive instincts is not a thing. They pretend that 90% weapon damage is not there. And if you calculate that 90% weapon damage into the spreadsheets, then it becomes the strongest assault rifle in the game. Have you guys seen that? It's over 20 million DPS, approaching 30 million DPS, if you include those numbers. And I gotta say, Striker makes it really easy to get those numbers, right? You have them more than you don't. But anyways, that's not news. Okay, let's look at the next build. So let's go SMG. Let's do Dark Winter. I think people like that. And then let's do Hunter's Fury for our SMG build. What do you guys think? Legit? Hard to argue. Solid SMG build with directives. Remember directives? Now the catch is SMGs are distance, you know, so that's where it becomes a little bit challenging for folks, is because if you're kind of new and a little bit more relaxed, playing inside can be tough. Yeah, it's insane, right, Reaper, to discount that? Let me see what backpack should we run with this? Should we go bloodsucker backpack? Just normal bloodsucker to not use a memento? It's pretty good, right? Obviously, memento's great. So for this one, let's vary it up and let's use bloodsucker, showcase that. I don't normally run bloodsucker. I definitely prefer the memento for this because you get the power-ups, but I don't want to keep showing the memento every time. So we'll just do the opposite for this one. We'll say, of course, if you have the memento, it's a great option. The Hunter's Fury chest is also really good, by the way. I usually go back and forth on whether I run it or not. I mean, I think Strikers is overall a better set because that condition of being in a distance can be too much of a variable for assault rifles, especially in Legendary. But Hunter's Fury is pretty, other than that, it's pretty gosh darn versatile, man. I use it on pistols, rifles, everything, you know. But lately, I am enjoying my. Oh, you know, we could run spotter with this too. Actually, let's do that, right? Because we're not going to need gunner. Let's run spotter chest. I'll go and run it with armor. Because we need a little bit of armor. And then the backpack will do bloodsucker. That'll be fun. This will be fun. And effective. Let's see what our... Clutch is pretty good. I like clutch. I don't know if we need it on this build. I think we need proactive because Hunter's Fury gives you reactive defense on kill defense. And so, and technically Bloodsucker's on kill too, but because it lasts 10 seconds, that's a proactive part of it. And so that allows us to take damage on approach, kill them, get recovery from that damage, also earn additional armor. But yeah, I mean, I think that clutch is ideal for those who want armor on kill on heavy red builds, which everything is a heavy red build if you think about it. But like an all red striker is a great one to run clutch. You know what else is Umbra? Umbra is also allows you to heal faster out of cover. But yeah, I mean, you can run it. It's more of a preference. I feel like with SMG builds though, like running SMG builds or shotgun builds without bonus armor is tough, man. So I don't know if I'd rather have a Grupo back here, but I don't know if I have a choice. We could run Walker. I mean, if I run Cheska, then I could put on more crit chance, but I could also run a second piece of Uzina Getica. That wouldn't be a bad idea, right? And then pick up 10% armor on kill with, that would push us up to 30% armor on kill. And then we run Technician. That could be fun. It's a unique thing to be able to run Technician, right? With a skill build. Not a skill build, an SMG build, I'm sorry. Swap this to that. Because there's only 2 SMGs that'll host the laser pointer. So Spotter with the Dark Winter is a nice little combo. Obliterate's great too, but having that amp damage, no stacking, super nice. All right, where does that put us at? 60 still? Oh, I could change that to crit damage. Let's do that. Yeah, so I'll go like weeks, maybe months without running Hunter's Fury. And then when I put Hunter's Fury on, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember. I remember you. It's good. It's a really good set. No doubt. Let's see. There we go. I'll just do that. Wish I had a group of backpack that fit this, but I don't think I do. I could do Walker, but 5% weapon damage isn't that helpful. So there we go. I mean, I also don't think I have an Uzina. I can look real quick too, though. I have the Bellstones, but oh, there's a Grupo. It's got crit chance on it though. And headshot damage. I want that one to work. Should probably just delete it. So Xeno, let's see if we got this, a bloodsucker. That one could work, actually. That gives us, that'll push us to 30% armor on kill, which is nice, I guess, if we're running directives and we don't have the shield, so we're gonna be SMG shieldless here. Just have a little there, a little extra armor, a little extra, because we're not really gonna be in a jam. Hey, come on, dude, you again? Oh, right on, Parabellum. What'd you end up doing it with? Good for you. Good job. Oh, that's Adrenaline Rush, actually. Maybe that's even better. Should we keep it Adrenaline Rush? That's pretty good, too, actually. I mean, it is 10 meters, but we're going to be there, right? What do you guys like, Adrenaline Rush or Bloodsucker? So now we're gonna need a little bit of crit chance. 57, that's good. Load it up with crit damage. So one advantage of rolling with, if you did decide to go with the Hunter's Fury chest piece, is that you can run the Coyote's Mask and pick up 25% crit damage. Kind of the same thing, right? You guys say ADR? Okay, let's do it. Let's try it out. Okay, I'll walk you through the build in just a second. I'm gonna make sure we got. Oh, we need a laser pointer here. Not that we're gonna use this gun, but. Chevy Muscle in the house. What up, Muscle Man? Yeah, Bloodsucker does give you way more bonus armor. It's true, Pete. But Adrenaline Rush is a little less anxiety. So there's pros and cons to each of them. Because Adrenaline Rush does come back constantly. Because it's only got a 5-second cooldown. But it does give you more bonus armor, yeah. You kind of got to be aggressive with Bloodsucker, though. You guys ever notice that? Because your first kill doesn't give you shit. It's the second kill that does, right? So you're really talking about chain kills. And then you got to maintain 1 kill every 10 seconds, which sounds easy, but in control points, it's sort of not. But, I mean, I like it, and then I don't. So it's sort of, I got too much armor. I didn't mean to do that. Let me fix that real fast. I'm just going to go to the camp here.
Hostile control point identified.
Yeah, you know what? Which is really good. If you guys haven't tried Bloodsucker with the TAC 50 unlimited ammo concept, try that. That's a pretty good one. Concept. Yeah, I've liked Bloodsucker's situational for me. I definitely like it. Just totally depends on the right build. We did create a special Bloodsucker build that because of its problem is that it times out really easy, and when it times out, it's a big loss. Because when it times out, you're losing at least really 3 kills. You need 3 kills to get back to a decent amount of bonus armor, because that first kill isn't crap. The second kill is a little bit more, and the third kill is finally I got some real bonus armor. And then you obviously can stack and maintain it. But because of how, the control points work and, how they kind of spread out sometimes, and by the time you get to the next enemy where you need your bonus armor, it's expired because it took you 10 seconds to run from A to B, and it happens a lot, and that's annoying. And with a lot of things, I mean, the gun is the same thing, the Dark Winter, Perfect Killer is always timing out on you because of shit like that. And it's kind of frustrating. And so I felt like Bloodsucker with the Lady Death was one of the best combos, and we ran that one. It was pretty fun. Bloodsucker with the Lady Death. All right, here's build number 2, and this one's an SMG build for at least 4 directives here. Now, it probably doesn't look like an SMG build that you're accustomed to, but we're using 2 of the best things here, 3 maybe. One of them is the Dark Winter. So if you don't have this, just go with the Vector and go ahead and put on Killer. You're only missing 10% crit hit damage. It's really not a game changer, but definitely nice to have the perfect one if you have it. Anyways, I got Crit Chance mod. I got a laser pointer here. So you get this from running Technician, which we're doing. And then I am running a Crit Chance mod here. And then, of course, the larger mag. So this has 1,200 beautiful RPMs, 45 rounds in the mag. I have damage to targets out of cover. Gives us lots of crit chance there. 1.9 second reload. I wish I was faster, but there it is. And then Perfect Killer, which is giving us 50% crit hit damage for 10 seconds on kill, as long as we get a crit on that kill, which we should be doing most of the time. So I am running Technician. I'm doing that mostly for the laser pointer, but we don't need Gunner particularly. And that's because we're running Hunter's Fury that's giving us 20% armor on kill. And so that's the main reason. You don't really need another 10% armor on kill. We decided to add 10% armor on kill anyways, and I'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, so we're definitely not using Gunner on this one. And we got shotgun damage or SMG damage, which obviously we're running SMG. We got 3 pieces for 20% armor on kill, which is huge. And then Apex Predator. So when we're 15%, I'm sorry, when you're within 50 meters of an enemy, you're gonna get 20% amplified damage. That's huge. That's huge. And then each kill is gonna give you additional 5% stacks of amplified damage for 5 seconds. So when you're chain killing, that'll definitely start to kick in. And we basically just got crits everywhere and weapon damage on this. I didn't want to run too much armor, so I just kind of kept it at that 1.1 happy number. For the chest, we decided to go with Perfect Spotter. So that's amplified damage of 20%, and the enemy just needs to be pulsed. So that's why we're running Technician. So this is a very unique setup. It's nice to not have Obliterate, which needs to stack, and that times out every 5 seconds. Times out easily. And so this gives us total armor. I got armor and then crits throughout. In the backpack, we decided to run another Uzina, might as well, since we're running that first piece of Uzina. You could also run a Chesko or a Grupo here, okay? So go with what you want. But we just kind of took advantage and picked up an additional free 10% armor on kill. Really easy. I got armor and crits, and then we decided to run Adrenaline Rush. We had a discussion with the community. Bloodsucker is also a good way to go. So no bad answer there. It just depends on your playstyle. But Adrenaline Rush, you don't have to think about it. And of course, the Memento backpack is for sure an option here and a really good way to play. I normally use the Memento backpack, but I decided not to showcase the Memento backpack on this build in this instance for those people that don't have the Memento. However, if you do have it, you do want to run this. It's a nice option for SMGs, and mostly it's that bonus armor. So it's going to give you that free red core and that extra blue core. And then if you run one other blue core like we are, 1.1 million total armor, then you're going to get 20% bonus armor on kill in addition to the 20% armor on kill that Hunter's Fury is giving you, putting you at 40% total armor kill. So really cool. Then you got the 30% weapon damage, of course, and then all the other short-term buffs. So Memento is obviously great, but I wanted to give you guys an option for those that don't have that. So you can also run the Hunter's Fury's chest piece, which is also nice. Basically what this does is increases the duration of that additional amplified damage that you pick up, which is a lot of damage. And this is a lot of time it gives you. It gives you 30 seconds. So, and then each kill refreshes that. So huge to go with that chest piece. But the way we have it is going to give you more burst in those instances when you have all of your damage available. So this is a good way to run too. But if you did decide to run the Hunter's Fury's chest, not a bad way to run at all. You're not going to run Technician anymore. You're going to probably go back to Gunner or Firewall and then run the Coyote's Mask for that additional crit damage at close distances too. So let's look at the stats real quick. So we're at 57% crit chance, 140 crit damage. The weapons are going to give us another 50%, which is pushing us to almost 200% in total crit damage. And then the talent, if I didn't say, we have running Adrenaline Rush. That's bonus armor. That's proactive defense. And then the reactive defense from Apex Predator is going to, or from Hunter's Fury is going to repair us. So we're going to get 20% of our armor back on kill. And then remember, there's also that disorientated status effect helping us with groups. For skills, I'm running the Decoy and the Fixer because of directives. So let's go give it a whirl, shall we? right, let's get this going. Try to get through doors. Sorry, I'm like multitasking here, running in the doors as I go. All right, here we go. So with Hunter's Fury, I find you do kind of have to be a little bit aggressive too, because you got to stay within that 15 meter. And then also the other thing is your weapon, right? It's got a timer on it. And so if you want, once you activate it, you need to use it. So your first kill is just an activator, right? You don't get any additional damage on it. So off that kill. So you're underpowered at first, and so you need to really step it up to use that weapon. Okay.
Reinforcements en route.
Oof. Oh shit! Did not see you. Better heal up from that. You love that back there. Oh god, and I can't get to her. Almost got me killed. Bonus armor is really important for this build. It really is. And oh, damn. That explosive is not easy. Yeah, got to start that over.
Agent vital signs.
You hit me hard with that explosive. Ranger on an SMG is a little tough. You know, I guess for like sustained damage, but isn't there like better options for sustained damage? You know what I mean? Like, that's the only thing I can think of, because it's always on without you having to shoot to activate Ranger. But I mean, Optimus, it's sort of easier, right? Better. I don't know. Ranger on an SMG is kind of funny. I mean, I can see where the head is at. Thinking about that. But it's sort of like, it feels like you're ignoring all the other. Whoa, look how fast he was. Wow. Oh! The armor break is nasty. Damn. It feels like I'm missing a lot of damage, man. It does. Hey, let me restart that. Maybe I just used to running Golden Bullet for the last couple days. No, you know what it was? I was running the Striker Vector, the Striker Vector build, and that extra RPM is like, woof, it's nice. Yeah, or flatline. I mean, I guess just, you know, you don't want to run technician maybe, like. All right. Try that again. It's a possibility that Adrenaline Rush isn't doing anything for us too. That 10-meter mark, you know, it's kind of tough. With the shield, it's a little bit easier, that 10-meter mark, you know? But without a shield, you kind of bouncing between cover and relying on the enemy to come to you, which, as you can see, he's already beyond 10 meters right there. That's why no bonus armor kicked in right there, right? As an example.
Reinforcements incoming.
Oh, come on, man. This way. This way.
Reinforcement complete.
Come on, get it together. We have a friendly down.
Damn, where are they? Way over there? Come on in, guys. Fight's over here. Jesus Christ, they're way over there. Guess I'll just hang out. Really don't like using my SMG at range, you know?
Heavily armored hostile detected.
My armor's done for.
Why doesn't this feel fun?
Additional hostile.
What am I missing? Why doesn't it feel fun? I haven't run this build in a while. The Dark Winters Hunter's Fury combo. I've been going striker with my vectors lately for like months now. And I think that additional speed is like way more fun to run, but this feels so flat. I know people really enjoy this build. It's like a fan favorite, really. But it feels so flat. Maybe I should try running it the traditional way and see if it becomes more fun. I mean, like, just go ahead and putting on obliterate. I mean, we'd get rid of the amp damage for obliterate, but and technically the armor on kills from Uzina is actually a little bit useful, but we can pick that back up. I mean, it works. It's obviously working. It just doesn't feel fun, you know? And I know it's kind of personal preference, but
Just fucking dial. What are you, crazy?
Incoming hostiles detected.
oops, I meant to throw that. Oh, I don't think all the shots are registering. Did you see that? Did you see that on that medic? You take no damage at the back half of the mag. His bar didn't move at all. Oh, we're gonna bleed out. Yep. No, don't bleed, don't bleed. Bled out. I'm gonna try it with obliterate. Maybe it'll feel better. I don't know. It doesn't look fun. It's not fun. But this is the basically. It's not too far off from a standard Hunter's Fury build. But let's put it like super standard and see if it feels better. Maybe this is why I stopped running vectors with Hunter's Fury. I feel like they need more speed. Okay, those are, let's try, I just could put on a standard here. Simple change. Right, I guess we can put Cheska here or obliterate, depending on where we are. Stacks, and then the backpack. I'm gonna go ahead and do bloodsucker because I don't feel like Adrenaline Rush was even there for us. But bloodsucker does require to be a little bit more aggressive to maintain it, you know what I mean? So there's that. Let's see where we're at. Crits rise 60. But we have to basically be aggressive anyways because of Perfect Killer. There we go. And then let's see, where do I put the armor? I'll just put it random. I'll run the 1.1 that we like. Not on that piece. So obviously the memento would add at least 60% more damage, but actually, let's put this on. Let's get these kills real quick. See how fast you lose obliterate? It's already gone. 700. I'm still running the pull, so I'll change that. But 720. All right. This should be chance. And then that puts us back to 60 again. So let's put that to damage here. A little higher. There we go. All right, here we go. Dark. Appreciate that. What's up? Oh, you already put it together? That's cool, man. Good for you. That was fast. All right, let me showcase what I did. So I don't know if I walked you through or talked through it. Let me. Okay.
Hostile control point detected.
Oh, I forgot to change this. Hold on. I forgot to change the talent. I mean, the specialization. Damn it. I hate when I do that. Dragon, what's up, man? All right, specialization going back to gunner, because what else are we gonna run? So you could go survivalist if you wanted that protection from elites. Just 10% is not a game changer, so. Okay, here is the Dark Winter Hunter's Fury build. So we're running Gunner for 10% armor on kill, and also helps with the ammo and reload speed and stuff like that. So of course the Dark Winter, I have some crit damage mods here, a little bit of crit chance, and then the larger mag, and 1200 RPM, which is nice. Damage to targets out of cover, and Perfect Killer for 50% crit damage. And then we're running 4 pieces of Hunter's Fury. So this is giving us more SMG damage, 20% armor on kill than Apex Predator for that 20% amp damage within 15 meters. Additional amplified damage on kill coming in stacks of 5. Then I have crits throughout. And then we put the armor on the gloves with crit damage. And then more armor on the knees with crit damage. And then weapon damage and crit damage for the holster. And for the chest, I went Grupo this time for that more crit damage. And then now we're running Obliterate on the chest, which is 25% more weapon damage, total weapon damage, which is a multiplicative stat, which is nice. And then I'm running a Cheska backpack. You could also run a Sokolov back here. This is weapon damage, crit chance, and crit damage. And I'm running Bloodsucker, which is bonus armor on kill for 10 seconds. And it stacks pretty large, and you can maintain it as well. So that is on a 10-second timer, and so is that killer talent. So basically you have to play into that 10 seconds to get the most out of it. This is on a 5-second timer, as well as this is on a 10-second timer too. So all of the reason why I'm bringing that up is because that tells you how aggressive you kind of have to be with SMG builds to get the most out of them, because you don't want to have to keep proccing the talent for the first time every time you encounter an enemy. So you kind of want to make sure you get a kill at least once every 10 seconds. Which means you need to hustle a little bit. And we're playing with directives and without a shield. So you also got to play a little bit smart. Oh, fucking decoy. It's not where I wanted it to go.
Reinforcements en route. Incoming hostiles detected.
Oh, damn it. So you notice we already lost Bloodsucker, right? So very easy to lose your 10-second little timer things. So I'm not a huge fan of them, but the memento is on 10 seconds too. The difference is that you get your full buff on your next kill, and that doesn't happen with the Bloodsucker. You need to kill multiple enemies to get your full buff, basically 10.
Reinforcements in place.
Let's do it.
Got guys coming over the fence apparently, huh?
There's no hiding from us. We're out of here.
Yeah, Bloodsucker worked for us better there, though, if you notice that. I took all that damage on approach. And where Adrenaline Rush is kind of delaying till you get there, so this would be the better way to go. Look at our bonus armor. Way better. So you have to be aggressive, and it's giving you the power to be aggressive. Where are they?
Stay the fuck away.
Fuck you and your punch. Why aren't you dead yet? God, you know? She was just doing all those fucking cartwheels, man. I swear all these shots aren't registering though. Oh God.
Agent incapacitated.
There's a couple of weird things that happen. One is I killed a guy. This happened to me earlier before I streamed. I killed the turret guys, you know, that drop their turrets. I've been noticing that their turrets are still shooting at me even though their master is dead. Not forever, but for a little bit. And it's kind of like, hey, that's new. They're supposed to not shoot at you anymore unless you're standing directly in front of its barrel. Almost like there's a delay in it registering that its master is dead. You know what I mean?
Incoming hostiles detected.
And then I'm also noticing moments where it doesn't look like some of the shots are registering. Even without... the golden bullet. Not all the time, but you know, shit, you can tell all the time anyways. Ugh.
Needed. Agent malfunction.
Let's do this. Stay back.
Oh, no way you had that angle. That was good. That was good. She didn't have that angle, but she got those shots off of me anyways. That's fucked up. Where'd that guy go? Who am I taking damage from?
Heavily armored hostile detected.
God, that reload is so slow, isn't it? On the Dark Winter, it's actually a long reload. Don't miss those shots. I mean, that was a little better, but it wasn't the talent, all right? There wasn't the chest talent, it was bloodsucker. So bloodsucker is what changed the performance of the build.
Access unlocked.
You know what I mean? It's because adrenaline rush, it wasn't kicking in until you got too close and then it was kind of too late. Where bloodsucker, you know, obviously it's not distance related. Excuse me. But still very hard to run, you know, SMG builds without a shield and directives. I think maybe most new players might, how do you say, shy away from it, you know? I don't know how I'm full. What did I move over? Must have moved over too much stuff, I guess. Yeah, I just wish the bighorn was a little bit better of a weapon. I think they could give it another little boost. Okay, one more control point with this setup. And on to the next one. I do gotta say, my personal preference though, I enjoy the vectors particularly way better on a striker build, or even on a heartbreaker build actually. And I haven't run the Dark Winter Hunter's Fury concept. This is like this is like the epitome of a I guess you would call a meta Dark Winter build. It's usually not, I mean, not necessarily the backpack, but you know, with bloodsucker. But in my opinion, running an SMG build without some sort of bonus armor is really difficult. It's possible, but challenging. And because we're running armor break, and so your armor would be broken all the time, and that's really annoying. Now armor break might not be a thing next season. I hope it's not. And the reason why I hope it's not is sort of defeats the purpose of like when you have like armor on kill in your build, you're not getting it really, you know? I mean, you sort of are, sort of not.
Reinforcements incoming.
Come on, fucker, pop up. This guy's still back here. Yeah, he is. Oops. Ooh, that's a distance. It's a distance that's gonna be hard to get by. Where's my backup? Oh, you dick.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Aw, double reload. Fuck you. Those are the worst.
Civilians in distress.
Ah. really nice to have a idea where they are. Can't fucking see them. That's really annoying too.
Incoming hostiles detected.
Where'd she go? Fucking way over there. She is so fast. You see how fast she was? I mean, come on.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Where are they? Should be a whole nother crew coming. Fuck. Turret.
Serious trauma detected. Civilians in danger.
Damn, slowest reload ever right there. Why didn't they stagger?
Assistance needed.
I'm down right there. That's stupid.
Agent deceased.
You gotta be pretty aggressive though, I gotta say. What up, Tony? Yeah, you know, the luckily the bonus armor is giving me a little bit of ability to do that, but you gotta be on your game. You gotta run the whole time. Okay, I think we saw enough of that though. All right, what's next? What's next? So we got, should we go skill? Time to see a skill build. Okay, so it should be easy. So these are our options. Easy one to play. So we got the striker skill build. Most people really get a kick out of that one. You got the game over skill build. That's the Foundry one. Got the slaughter skill build, which is actually pretty easy to make now that we have Uzina in the game. So there's usually two pieces there. Let's see what I got on me real quick. Maybe that'll help us. The thing about slaughter is you have to individually farm the pieces, where striker's pretty easy. So it's game over. Maybe we should do game over since we already did a striker build. How about that? Let's see if I have those pieces here. Probably not. Yeah, let me try that. It's easy to farm, so that'll... Specialization weapon builds. I mean, we can do the tip of spear build. pretty strong. You can run tons of armor with it, which just makes it pretty cool. Run through. Let's see here. Let's see if we can fill up our stash space even more. Not exciting. Let me see if I can push something back. We're probably going to make a Heartbreaker build next, so I don't want to get rid of it too soon. All right. Well, I'm over here. Let me shave some points here. Feels like shaving points. I never use this character, so these points just sit here and age. There's no point in having a bunch of points. You know what I mean? It really isn't. You don't need more than 1,000 in reserve, really. And if you got 4 characters, I mean, that's 4,000 points. Spend them. Spend them. Grenade launcher, flamethrower, minigun. That's tough. That's tough. I can't get the grenade launcher is so effing weak. You know, like we've tried, right? We've tried, and I think the Hollywood event, and it takes like 3 or 4 grenades to take out an elite, you know, and then you end up running out of ammo, even with tip of spear, and Hollywood drops that extra specialization ammo.
Safe area detected.
I long for the day where we could change our specialization on the fly. At least from like a safe house, you know? Just give us the menu. Move it to the stash. Move the specialization to the stash, you know? You go to a stash crate and change specialization. It should. I mean, it's your weapon. Okay, so I haven't run this build in like light years, so this will be interesting. Lately, it's been the striker one. Let's see here. So we got technician. So we're gonna want assault rifle. This we're gonna want this to damage. Oh, too much shit. Too much shit. Okay, catharsis off. That off. easy to build. Requires a little bit of farming, but can you guys imagine like when we were creating these builds a while back and we didn't have countdown, how easy it would have been to farm these builds? I mean, because gear sets are easy to farm in the first place, but we just didn't have the countdown option where you could go to one place, set your targeted loot and go. I mean, we've had the summer for a while, but let's admit it, summer sucks for farming, right? Like, it just sucks. Usually we're on a Bellstone chest here, but this is just heroic content, so I don't think we need to do that, really. I don't think we're going to need that kind of defense. If I have something else anyways. There's a nice little finish, but it's got crits. We want glass cannon, or I mean, we could run perfect glass cannon. People don't really like that. Can, but people shy away from it. It's been a while since we've really gotten into that. Let me get a better chest. Lord Northfleet, what up? Yeah, the summit is depressing. Just rotten Christmas trees everywhere. Soda machines that don't make any sense. What's with the soda machines? I mean, they put them everywhere. I mean, you would have thought that there was something to it, you know? Like, oh, there's got to be some sort of maybe hidden thing to it, but no, just a bunch of soda machines for no reason. They didn't know what else to do. What up, Mayor? It's good. What's good? It's good. Welcome in. Yeah, so we usually run that one. We'll bring it. Probably end up going with it anyways. I'll bring glass cannon too, just in case. Yeah, that should do. Licks is so refreshing. Yeah, but I mean, do you think there's something behind it? I mean, I know people tried. We also, you know, have tried like interacting with every single soda machine in the summit to see if there's some sort of like hunter spawn, you know, but it's just weird that they added so many of them, you know, and they're like on every floor basically, and sometimes multiple per floor. And what up, Tranquil? licks my nuts. New flavor.
Safe area detected.
All right, we're almost done putting together this build. This is an oldie but goodie. We haven't talked about it in a while, and I actually don't normally use it in the heroic, so it'd be interesting. It's mostly a legendary build. Kinetic momentum. The idea is really to play trophy for trophy to trophy. So it's why we run kinetic momentum. Let's make it a little bit of space here. All right, that should be good. Then get lady, god damn you. Jesus, it's horrible in here, man. Look, is this guy gonna bump into me too? He is. I mean, look, man, it's just horrible. Where do you stand? Where is it safe? It's not safe in here anymore. There's nowhere to stand and not be irritated by somebody. It's and the devs probably have no clue, right? Because there's not somebody over there playing the game. They need somebody playing the game that says, hey, like, the community's getting annoyed by this dude that keeps bumping into us. So put this to damage. All right, I think we got it. It's actually really OP, Zeke. This is what we ran for many seasons. And you just haven't seen me run around it because I barely run any build twice. Unless it's a sniper or headshot build. But like, I mean, and it's mostly legendary too. We mostly use it for legendaries because it's a little overpowered for heroic content. I guess we'll see about that. It's been a long time since I've run it for heroic. But I'll tell you what it's all about here in just a second. Okay, so basically what you're looking at here is a hybrid skill damage tank build with 6 skill tiers. It's amazingly strong, and it's built on a 4-piece Foundry. And so if you look closely, this is what's magical. So this is giving us total armor regen, which is nice, 1%. And then makeshift repairs, which is kind of like a regen, right? But it's based off of how much damage you take. And then you get 20% of that back. And you're always taking damage. So you're always being healed. Okay, but what's interesting about makeshift repairs is that it has nothing to do with the shield or anything. So this damage is whether it's to you or to a shield or whatever. So very, very great. And we're running 6 skill tiers, and that's all the power we need. And our primary weapon is powered up by those skill tiers. Get into that in a second. And so we got skill damage and skill tiers here, and then we're running protection from elites to help us be even, I guess, tankier. And we'll talk about why we want to be so tanky. And then I got the gloves, which are skill tier, skill damage, and the knees, skill tier, skill damage. And as you expect, the holster, skill tier, skill damage. Okay, let's quickly look at the chest piece. So armor regen, I got armor, it's a bellstone. Shouldn't be too hard to get this. So armor regen, if you don't get armor regen there, then don't worry about it. But skill damage is nice to have. Otherwise, protection from elites as the mod, and then kinetic momentum. So you can go, kinetic momentum is 15% damage to each of your skills, right? And this is double skill build, ballistic skills. So you can go glass cannon here, but I advise you not to. Maybe you can in heroic, but this is normally a legendary build when we run this. But the point of it is to get out of cover. And so you don't want glass cannon because it can force you into cover faster. And this build gets out of cover a lot. And so that is the point of it, is to get out of cover. Why? The reason why is because we're playing with the memento, and any build that can take advantage of the short-term buffs of the memento is basically OP. Whether it's an assault rifle, whether it's a SMG or shotgun or a skill build, if you're grabbing fresh trophies, they're mega buffs depending on how you rolled your build. So with this one, we're getting 5% skill efficiency per skill tier, and then when we have all our stacks, we got that 30% skill efficiency, right? So base 30 plus 5 per skill tier. Now we're running 6 skill tiers. So that means one trophy is going to push us to 60% skill efficiency. Skill efficiency includes skill damage, skill health, skill duration, skill haste, right? So, and duration as well, and technically status effects, which we're not using for this build. So That's insane. And so that's why the idea here is to get out of cover, because you're basically grabbing trophies and making your skills stronger than anything else ever could on any other build. And so that's why you want to be able to have the tanky side of this build. And we get in bonus armor per per blue core, and we got 2 of those. So that's 20% bonus armor on kill. And then we got the 3% regen plus the 1% regen here, plus makeshift repairs. So we got massive heals, and then we got the protection from elites, helping our bonus armor stay up, helping our white armor stay up, helping our heals not have to work so hard. And then we're running the capacitor. This is getting powered up by each of those skill tiers, and we got a red core, and we're getting the 30% weapon damage off of this backpack to power that up as well. So the capacitor is definitely not weak, very helpful in assisting you getting those kills. And then we got our skills, base damage 106,000, 107,000 really. And then the drone base at 56,000. That's before the 60% buff this weapon is gonna give them. And then the crazy skill efficiency that each of those are gonna get from this backpack. And then we got technician, of course, for the skill tier, and a little extra skill damage, 10% more skill damage there. So very strong build. Not much to look on the stats page. This will have better armor regen than you see here once you get the backpack stacks. And then you have the heals coming from the gear set that don't show up. And notice we got our protection from elites here at almost 40%. So again, like I said, I normally run this build for legendary. Let's see how it holds up in heroic.
Hostile control point nearby.
Did I reset the control points to make sure? Did I? Yeah. All right. And so whether you have cool skills or skill, whatever you call it, the component one, that it doesn't really matter. You know, you're good because you're getting out of cover to get your trophies anyways. And so you just want to make sure you leave a couple of those green things laying around. So when your skills do go down, you can quickly get them back up and rolling, right? Without having to wait for a cooldown. So it's kind of it can be an advantage. And just like anything, you know, before you start getting super aggressive, you probably want to get a couple of trophies out and about.
Reinforcements en route.
So I'm gonna play it on the inside because I guess I just like to do that. Who's shooting at me? Get on him, turret. Hate that armor break shit. That's the only downside. Because, you know, you're actually massively strong, but armor break weakens you on every kill, you know? I hate armor break. More and more on a daily basis. You know, it's like it takes away your ability to feel godly, you know? And the thing is, they break your armor so easy. So your armor always breaks, which is never a problem. You never think about it, you know? But I hate when they do this shit. So when I grab this trophy right here, my skills just got an automatic power up, right? And your skills are always shooting at something. So that's why you want to play into your trophies. And then once we get all of our 30 trophies, things get ridiculous around here. All right, they just do. And if you can prevent your armor from breaking, then you'll be better off. Because look at the heals. The heals are pretty good, and we don't even have all our trophies. Oh, we got a convoy too. It's about to get fun.
Stay the fuck away.
Incoming hostiles detected.
Come here, you fucker. Why aren't you broken yet? I like how my drone just kind of like does whatever it feels like doing. Come here, dude. Fuck.
Detecting additional hostile contacts. Heavily armored hostile detected.
I thought there was a convoy here a minute ago. Where'd that go? Ah, really? These guys are all scattered.
Incoming hostiles detected.
Where are they? Oh, here? The only downside is that armor break, but otherwise you're good.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
It's a slaughterhouse, boys. Just grab those trophies and keep going. Pretty much full time out of cover. And you do have to watch the armor break thing, but I don't think that'll be a thing in the next update. So it'll be even easier without that. Oh, it's inside the room, isn't it? You seen that? Got it. Okay, we'll do one more control point on this one. This one. So obviously the striker one we've shown before in other videos. It's also a really good one, you know, I gotta say. Definitely more offensively orientated, and then you kind of a little more playing from cover, almost exclusively, but it's fun, it's effective, it's a different approach. Let's go that way. Yeah, here you go. So here's the build. Another quick peek at the build. Protection from elites, armor regen wherever you can. And we're running 1.2 million armor technically. So that's because this is giving us 10% total armor here. So, but it's still 2 blue cores. Gnarly in the house. What's more frustrating, farming Foundry with skill damage or Striker with skill damage? Oh, look, we're gonna need more components. That's special ammo.
Reinforcements incoming.
Give me that component, boy.
Medical assistance needed.
Oh, god damn it.
Deceased.
Yeah, that sucks to start off with. I should have planned better. Picking up those. Yeah, it was a trick question, Grumpy. Good answer. I've always thought it was pretty easy. I don't even need to look for them anymore. A gear set farming is the easiest thing to farm for. You know what I mean? It's especially if you go to Countdown. I've been able to get most things in a single run in Countdown. And I don't even do Countdown very much. Yeah, so with the scavenge skills, you've really got to make sure you pick up a couple of, on skill builds, that you can pick up a couple of those scavenge things, save a couple. And I've always said it's kind of annoying with the memento because you're always grabbing your mementos and grabbing those trophies at the same time, and then You don't realize you're on the last enemy sometimes, you know? It is what it is, though. What are you gonna do? Very annoying turret placement there, huh?
Heavily armored hostile detected. Incoming hostiles detected.
Have to get out! Target out here! That cover will help me flank.
Oh, that's a tricky place to put a turret. Oh my god, that guy went way up there. So annoying.
Heavily armored hostile detected.
Let's go. Come on, dude. Get to work. Where are you going? Oh my god. He just like went off to nowhere land. So here's where you want to make sure you got a couple of green. Probably like 3 is to be safe, you know? 3 components. It depends on how much cooldown you have left, of course, but... So yeah, 1 there, and then 3 there. Yeah, so 3 is pretty safe. Because you don't want to start the next one at a major disadvantage like we did a minute ago. There you go, 2, 3. I think I wanted that backpack.
Be safe out there.
So I guess I could showcase a quick striker. Let me see if I got the pieces first. Probably do. It'd be too hard to shift. Delete a couple things and we'll shift that real quick. Okay, another really good skill build that might as well showcase because it's really too good to ignore is the striker skill build. It plays out a lot more different. So although the one we're looking at here is a tank hybrid skill damage build, the other one is more of a DPS hybrid skill damage build. So it's kind of the opposite end of the spectrum as this one. And so this one will be a little bit more, I guess, play from cover. And just kind of hold it down and kill everything from a single spot. So I still run 6 skill tiers on this one, but I tend to lean a little bit more towards the weapon when it comes to, like, instead of added skill damage, I'd go added crit damage. You can also easily go the added skill damage route. No real wrong answer there. I just find it more fun to go into the crits instead. Because it's really turbocharging your gun, and I'm just kind of leaning into that a little bit. But I go back and forth depending on the season. So sometimes I go the other way and go skill damage. So, but otherwise we put crit chance everywhere instead of protection from elites, just because we're playing into the crits. And then I'm running chest gun to chest with obliterate. You could also go glass cannon. We've done that many times in other seasons to power up both your weapon and your skills. And then let's go ahead and let me just quickly re-roll these 2 pieces into skill tiers.
control point detected.
Okay, here we go. So now we got all 6 skill tiers on the build. So basically 4-piece striker. So it's going to make the capacitor feel very nice. You get the multiplicative damage, and we got crits everywhere with skill tiers. That's basically the equation. Still running a memento for all it's good. And then we got skill tier and crit chance, skill tier crit chance, skill tier crit damage, and then Cheska with obliterate and crits. 1 red core. So 2 red cores total, and then of course the capacitor gets powered up from red cores and skill tiers, and it dishes out 60% skill damage. And so all in all, we're at 123% crit damage and 60% crit chance exactly. And then we have Technician, which is giving us a little bit more skill damage plus the skill tier, which is technically the 6th skill tier. And then Drone and Turret, the drone's base is at 95, 960, and then of course it's going to get the skill efficiency on top of that. And then this one's at 59, 60,000 basically. Let's just go give this one a quick whirl. Oops, probably gonna have to reset the control points.
Hostile control point detected.
So we got a little bit of armor, and we got the... Sometimes what I do is go ahead and run all 6 skill tiers, or even 5 skill tiers, and run Gunner. It's also fun to run Gunner, so you get the armor on kill also. Lots of different ways to run this. Love when they do that. Ah, why can't I shoot you? Jesus, oh my God, I don't know what was going on there. Try that again. It's also a fun one to run with the golden bullet. We were running it for a while. It's pretty fun. Speed up that capacitor.
Hostile supply convoy detected.
Oh, my turret's not shooting anything? Oh my God, it's so lame. Look at it. Look at my turret, and I can't pick it up. God. What is he shooting at? Shooting at the sky. You watching that? Okay, let me delete it. I can't pick it up. I don't know where my drone went. It's out there running around. Oh, good. It just died. Useless skills.
Great spot for a turret. Let's show you. Fight smart, people. Now, take that up.
Jesus Christ. Just die. There's always somebody coming in from the back, I tell you.
Heavily armored hostile detected.
So you can also run glass cannon with this, and it's actually pretty good. It's sort of safe too, even with, you know, armor break and all that crap. Because you can just easily hold it down with this one. You don't have to move as much as I am. You can just park it. I'll do that actually. And glass cannon just makes it really nasty, you know, that time to kill. It's just like... That's my brr noise. That's how it goes.
Heavily armored hostile detected. Hostile supply convoy nearby.
Oh my god, that guy's so annoying up there. Hate when they go up there. It's like the worst spot.
Back in the fight. You're back. Get out there.
We just got this one jerk off in the back here. And up the tower it goes again. Good. Just went up there just to jump down for no reason. Then he just blew up my turret. There's special, I mean my drone. There's special ammo does hurt your skills if you haven't picked up on that yet. Beware of that. That's why I like, if you see guys with special ammo, whatever skill build you're running, even if it's a shield, you do want to take out, they are a priority. They'll bust your skills pretty good. Yeah, piece of shit wristwatch. For me, this one feels a little bit more fun. Because I like the time to kill better on this one, on the striker build for heroic content than the Foundry run that we ran previously. Foundry one, I think, does for me a little bit more in the legendary arena. we did some crazy stuff with that build in legendaries. Those are the builds we were like running legendary backwards. I don't know if you saw those. Basically, the strategy was to run through, like if this was the checkpoint, this is the entry, and all the enemies are standing there. The strategy was to run through the enemies, bypass them, just run through, get to the back of the checkpoint, and then fight them from the back. And that's what we call playing it backwards. And then we'd fight them, and then they'd all be coming out there, and then their spawns are right there. So right when their spawn comes out, you'd shoot them, and just an interesting way to play it. Just new perspective, a little more aggressive. Anyway, so yeah, if I had to vote between the two, and for heroic content though, it had to just choose one, I'd probably go with the striker one, of course. And then we even showcased it for Golden Bullet too. Definitely not a new build, but we do change it up just to show you what you can do with it. And so try it with Glass Cannon. You know, I think it's worth the try, even if you're not comfortable with Glass Cannon. On skill builds, it is easier to do Glass Cannon on skill builds, because you're just kind of behind cover a lot, right? And the skills take off all that pressure. They take off pressure because the enemies are shooting at your skills and not you a lot of the time. And if you're really good at holding your ground, which I'm not because I move a lot, then Glass Cannon even more. The other way is to go and put a skill tier on your chest. So whether that's a Cheska or a Wyvern or a Grupo or a Fenris. Okay, so you put a skill tier on your chest, and then running Obliterate is also very nice, because then you get that armor on kill, and the armor on kill can come from your skills too. So if your skills get the kill, you get the armor on kill. And so the skills are giving you armor on kill, and they're dropping trophies for you at the same time. And so I think we had bad luck with this season's directives, to be honest with you, now that I think about it. Because you got scavenge skills and armor break together is kind of crappy with special ammo. You know what I mean? Special ammo, scavenge skills, armor break is a bad combo, I think, you know? It kind of sucks, right? So, so next season, you know, all of those will technically be off the table. So I think you get probably Ragers and, you know, ammo hoarder and skill cooldown. Skill cooldown's easy to work around, very easy. But so that's probably it for skill builds. I mean, Striker's easy to farm, easy to use, and then it's multi-purpose because you can reallocate the same piece to armor, which I do all the time. So it's very handy to farm these pieces if you haven't. Definitely recommend it. Because you guys have seen, like, the Striker build that I'm running right now is with 1.5 million armor, and it wrecks content with all directives. Wrecks it. The only directive I'm not turning on is the ammo one. And, you know, with the memento dropping trophies and you just 1.5 million armor, it's just like, it's just crushing things. And so it's very, these pieces are very flexible to roll armor or skill or put it to red. And then that saves you a lot of stash space. So you don't have to have different pieces. And you should be out there looking for max crit Striker pieces anyways. If you don't already have them, most people do. What just happened? I hit a button. I didn't pay attention to what button I hit. What did I do? Did I log out? Well, I guess good timing. All right, folks, we'll leave it there. I was gonna cut it there anyways. And so we'll finish them off tomorrow. So I think we got Eclipse build. We're gonna look into tomorrow. We got a Pesty build. Got to figure out which Pesty build to run. There's several of them. And then we got the Heartbreaker build to look at, and maybe a Scorpio shotgun build. I mean, I'm not a big Scorpio fan, but I know it's a good one for new players. So maybe we'll look at that too. And then we have the the pistol build and a Mantis build. Still a lot to get through. So we'll work through it. Anyways, if you guys have any other ideas, definitely drop them in the comment section. And definitely willing to look at all ideas. So appreciate you guys' help. Thanks, Grumps, Reaper, Everybody, peace out.
Tuxedo out.